Hey everyone, thanks for being tuned in to KPOV 88.9 FM, your high desert community radio in Bend, Oregon. This is Stacy Dredd, Galactic Ambassador in the cosmic community, our astrology program here on Tuesdays, 4:30 to 5 p.m., where I discuss the week's planetary and lunar influences, how we may be able to work with these energies and cycles to live in harmony with the universe and create a more benevolent life for all. Thank you so much for making time and space in your day today. And you can always access the archive of this program at kpov.org/the cosmic community. I've got my last week's show up there every week. And then you can also catch me on Apple Podcasts and Spotify podcasts, and also on YouTube. I have a Stacy Dredd channel where I put all the cosmic community shows up there. So it is a great week in the astrology. Wow, we've kind of come out of a sort of a heavier last week. We're feeling a little extra emotional as we are in Cancer season. And this week we have more energy shifts and changes, shifting us even more into a quieter, sort of more feminine, more of a receptive mode. And I'm going to be getting into why and what aspects we should be looking at this week. I'm here on the West Coast of the United States. Today is July 5th, 2022. And we start off the week here, July 5th, with two pretty major changes. Two different planets are going to be ingressing into the next sign in the zodiac. And so the first one is Mars. Mars has been active in the sky the last couple of weeks. Last week was a heavy Mars week, and also the week prior to that, or 2 weeks prior to that, we had a lot of Mars action. So we had Mars in Aries, and that is the big reason why it's been such a Mars dominated moment, why this warrior spirit is really having the opportunity and being supported to come through. And when planets are in their home signs, they are just, they have extra power there. They are really able to perform to the best of their abilities. They're very comfortable at home, sort of non-apologetic, really. You know, this is my home and I do things how I want to do them when I'm in my home sign, said Mars. But today we have Mars shifting out of his home sign of Aries into the more feminine, earth grounded sign of Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Mars is a warrior, feminine warrior counterpart in the sky. And so it's kind of like Mars enters his girlfriend's home where she's most powerful and where, she really rules that roost. And this is a feminine sign. Taurus is a fixed feminine energy and is very beautiful for creating security. Taurus is very much all about security and creating financial security and having a plot of land where you get to call that your own. Real estate and land issues all ruled by Taurus. And so Mars has come from a very high-spirited place, and now he gets to really have an opportunity to step down off of the high horse a little bit, dismount your horse after being out on the battlefield, and let yourself rest, and to have some time where you're creating a more secure moment for yourself. So you come home from the big time at war, and all you want to do is, have a nice meal, and take a nice shower and get cleaned up. And these things are definitely available in the sign of Taurus. And so Mars, is most capable in his home sign of Aries, most strong, but can definitely be even over the top. So as I was saying, we get into our home, our house, and we go, well, I make the rules here, so I'm gonna live by my rules. Well, we're kind of shifting out of that. And we could we could feel like we maybe are ready to put the sword down. We're ready to take off the armor from the battle that we just have come home from, and really start to relax into some of these amenities that that Venus is providing in her home sign of Taurus, for the great masculine warrior vibe of which is Mars. This is happening in a sextile today, July 5th, with Mercury also shifting out of his home sign of Gemini into a more feminine sign of Cancer. It is Cancer season. The sun is moving through the sign of Cancer. When the sun is moving through any sign, that's what suggests what our sort of main filter, our main themes and expressions may be sort of represented during this time by that sign. And so in this case, it's Cancer. So we are in Cancer season. Cancer is a nurturer. Cancer is the great mother of the zodiac. It's all about that comfort of coming home into the arms of your mother. And Mercury is moving into Cancer today, moving out of his home sign of Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini. Mercury is the planet of communication, the planet of messaging, of sending and receiving messages. So this is going to rule all of our communication methods, our text messaging, our emailing, our video messaging, our actual phone calls, the communications getting from one place to another. Gemini represents and is very much the information gatherer. The curious bunch of the zodiac are the Gemini folk. These are the people, and it's the energy of asking a lot of questions and being super open to receiving messages and receiving information. And so Mercury has just been in his home sign of Gemini and is like full of all of this great information. We have done a bunch of research. We have thought about things. We have maybe overthought things over the past 2 weeks while Mercury has been in Gemini. Mercury in Gemini is like a super over-the-top communicator and thinker. So if you feel like all you've been doing the last 2 weeks is thinking and talking, well, that's what Gemini is for. We get the opportunity to ask those deep questions and to look at things from different perspectives, because Gemini is a mutable sign. Gemini and mutable means that they're okay with changing. I mentioned Taurus being a fixed sign, and that means that Taurus is a little more uncomfortable with change. I mean, they really don't like change. Taurus people, or that Taurus energy in our chart, is very, very resistant to change, doesn't want anything to change, because Taurus likes things to stay the same. Well, Gemini is a mutable air sign. This is the sign of communication. This is a sign of talking things out, just airing things out. This is like opening up the windows and airing out the room. This is Stacey Dredd, Galactic Ambassador in the Cosmic Community. 444444444 all over my clocks here. I hope you're having a good day and things are going well for you here in the start of the month of July. And a very pleasant and peaceful, wishful blessing to your July 4th, whatever that encompassed for you yesterday. Happy Independence, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And we really do see July coming in with a bang, in the regards of that we've got some energies shifting right off the top here. We have Mars and Mercury both moving out of their home signs of Aries and Gemini, moving into Taurus and Cancer, into some more feminine energy. And I want to talk just a little bit more about Cancer energy, because as I said, it's Cancer season right now. And I mentioned a lot last week about Cancer season also, but something that I haven't really talked about too much is that Cancer is ruled by the moon. So every, zodiac sign is ruled by a planet or a sky entity. And this one, Cancer, is ruled by the moon. The moon is a very feminine energy. This represents our feelings and our emotions. And the moon represents, like, where your moon is in your astronatal chart, represents like sort of who you are in a more private, that person who you are more in private. We have our sun sign, and that's like what we put out to the world, where we are Cancer or we are Sagittarius. We put the sun sign out into the world. That's how people see us. That's sort of what we give to the world. But our moon sign is who we are in private, and who we are when it really comes down to how we feel and what we think and what our emotions say about us. This is also Cancer is ruled by the moon. So what does this mean? Cancerian people are very much the nurturers and the mothers and the people that we might run to get those beautiful hugs. Cancer is the great mother. This is like represents the womb, and the moon, maybe the word moody, moony, moon comes from, like, our mood comes from the moon. Come on, those words are pretty close. Like, that seems to me like they are very much related. Well, the moon definitely plays into so many parts of life on this planet. And because we can really see, there is like some actual science and numbers behind when it's a full moon that people tend to act out more. There's more domestic disturbance calls. There's more visits to the emergency room. They staff more people at the during full moons at both these kinds of places. And like bartenders can even tell you that their people are like during full moons, extra emotional. And so the moon plays into our mood. And Cancerian people are ruled by the moon. So their mood is shifting every 2.5 days because the moon spends 2.5 days in each astro sign and then continues to move forward. And so today, Monday, July 5th, we start the week with the moon in Virgo. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we are shifting into the moon sign of Libra. Libra is all about relationships. Libra is about balance and harmony. And so the way that I'm looking at this week, then on Saturday and Sunday, the moon is moving into Scorpio and Sagittarius on Monday and Tuesday. So if you want to really know how this week is going to play out, let's just look to the moon all week. It's Cancer season. The moon is ruling everything anyways. So I have the chart pulled up. We have the Virgo moon finishing out today, and then we get our Libra moon tonight. So Wednesday, Thursday, and the beginnings of Friday morning. Actually, no, the moon moves into Scorpio late Thursday night. So Wednesday, Thursday, and the rest of tonight are going to be all about relationships. You're going to be all about creating balance and creating harmony. Those things that Libra represents. Libra also represents the scales of justice. That's what the little picture is. The symbol is of the scales. And so Libra energy is always trying to find a balance, right? And so we could really see Wednesday and Thursday under the influence of this Libra moon, where we are really noticing that something may be out of balance, and we are trying to put things back into where we can feel, a little more steady. We could feel like we are starting to see maybe that things are getting a little out of balance in some areas. So we can look to our birth charts, see where the moon is moving through, what houses that is for you, and you can really, really dive into the specific themes about what each of the moon cycles this week is going to represent for you in terms of the moon moving through the zodiac. And so Friday, we wake up to the moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is definitely the most deep energy in the zodiac. It is like, and it's perfect. It follows Libra right after we find balance, we find this harmony, we, find some type of way to, serve justice somehow within regards to our life, that we then move into Scorpio, because we are then we have this great balanced emotional state to then dive in deep. We take a big, deep breath of that Libra air energy so we can dive in deep down into the Scorpionic ocean. Scorpio is a water sign. Friday and Saturday and the beginnings of Sunday are going to be extra emotional with this strong Scorpio energy coming in. Scorpio is the sign ruled by Pluto. This is where we experience deaths and rebirths. This is where we are able to really feel our emotions on a deeper level, on a transformational level. And I guess why I was kind of stumbling over that is because it's not hard to feel your emotions, right? You just kind of have to go, what am I feeling right now? I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm confused. Most of the time you can like pick one out. But this Scorpio energy really asks us to dive in deeper and to not truly see that on sort of a more superficial level, right? We're like going in way deeper. Like, I'm not just angry. I've got like a whole bunch of different layers to that, like the onion has the different layers. I mean, that's what we're talking about when we start to dive into Scorpio energy. And then the weekend, we kind of surface out of that deep ocean of emotion on Sunday and move into Monday and the beginnings of Tuesday with the Sagittarius moon. So this is again a progression, right? The zodiac is designed perfectly because if you are able to complete sort of the steps and the goals of your previous sign, then you're ready to dive into the next one. So, you've got these, you've dove in, you had your transformative death and rebirth in Scorpio, and now we are ready to get lit on fire and really take action in the Sagittarius with the Sagittarius moon energy. Sagittarius is all about adventure, is all about foreign things and traveling to foreign places, trying new things, really going to a place where you've never been before. It's also about higher education and about wisdom. And so we come out of this scorpionic ocean and then we get this blast, this burst, this fire flame of wisdom that we basically have manifested out of that. And then in the Sagittarius, realm, we get to take that to the next level, create a place within yourself where you can just say that is now wisdom, and you are now able to work with this to move forward and really create the next adventure. So, I'm looking at this week in regards of the moon cycle because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So we are feeling even more Cancer energy with Mercury moving into Cancer this week. And Venus is quick on her way to also be there. But with the shift of Mars into Taurus and Mercury into Cancer this week, we have some really soft feminine energy that we can lean into here. It's a really beautiful time to really nurture yourself. Take a look at what it is that you feel you need to be secure on a physical level this week. And Mars is begging us to create some physical security for ourselves, to relieve any of the doubt or fears that we may have, because we can just trust in this amazing universe to take care of us and keep delivering us the messages that we need. So this has been Stacey Dredd, Galactic Ambassador in the Cosmic Community here. I'll be back at 4:30 next week, and I hope this was helpful. You can always email me at thecosmiccommunity@kpov.org if you have any other questions. But I thank you so much, and have a good week. Peace.